Hey guys, what is going on today? Bojo here, and welcome back to episode number 10. That is right, episode number 10. We are in Ty Dillinger territory right now. The 10s are out of our Montreal Canadiens franchise mode here in NHL 19. So if you guys wouldn't mind, make sure you guys smash that like button down below. You guys have been killing it on the like game on this series so far. Let's try to get over 100 likes if we can. Subscribe if you guys are new. Don't know why you're new. If you're watching episode number 10, what is wrong with you? Go back to episode number 1 and grind your way through it. Also, make sure to go check out intotheam.com. Use code BOJO for 10% off your entire order. So we left last episode off at the draft where we pretty much made some decent moves in the draft. We gave up a bunch of our middle round picks to guarantee ourselves 2 elite potential prospects in the draft, going number 4 and number 5. We picked up an elite defensive defenseman and Alexis Lafreniere with our number 4 and number 5 pick. And if we go to the comments section regarding that name, which I could not say before, Raphael Belfoy, I believe is the way you are supposed to pronounce it, as this guy, who did he say it was? Roden actually ended up saying that it's pronounced Belfoy as in Aussie, 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 oi, oi, oi. And going along with that draft last episode, we took a quick look at free agency, and we might actually be going after some big names here in the free agency market, especially on defense. But first, I do have some things to take care of before we start. So I want to make a trade quickly just to begin this free agency. Now I want to make sure that I have a good bit of cap space, and I'm also going to dump a contract spot in at the same time. And I think now would be a perfect time to trade Andrew Shaw, because he still has 3.9 mil for another 2 years. He does have a tiny bit of trade value, 80 overall. I think we can finally get rid of Andrew Shaw on this team right now. I mean, his defensive category is still decent enough to get you by, but I think we have a bunch of more better players and possibly some young players that could step up into our lineup, and we might need that 4th line spot reserved for somebody else. And honestly, I can get rid of some cap. I could free up 3.9, almost $4 million worth of cap, which would be awesome, which will put me up around $14 million. Frees up a contract spot, which will give me 47 out of 50. And then maybe I'll look through my team as well, see if there's anybody other forwards who I might be able to give up to free up some more contract spots. But I'm going to give away Andrew Shaw here. Honestly, whatever first Western Conference team pops up that will give me a 4th round pick that wants him. Chicago, you guys might be getting a little bit older right now. Maybe like Kane and Taves kind of past their prime, so maybe this 4th round pick would be good. I'm not going to be able to get a 3rd because we tried that before, but I think a 4th for Andrew Shaw might be able to get this done. Let's propose the trade. Trade accepted. Absolute no-brainer there in Chicago. Probably could have got a couple picks for him, but I'll take that every day of the week. That's a salary cap dump and a contract spot opened up. So Andrew Shaw is no longer on the team. Contract spot opened. $4 million extra for our team to spend in free agency, which I'll definitely need for our AHL team, especially on defense, because you guys were saying that defensively, or at least I was saying, defensively we're going to need some help on both our NHL team as well as our AHL team, because if we look at our team's overalls at this point on defense, we're looking at a starting lineup in our NHL team of Morrissey, Gardner, Juleson, Mete, Grzelcyk, maybe Zaboral right now. It's pretty weak bottom part of the lineup, and honestly, if we can push maybe or go out and sign another 80 overall player, that way either Zaboral or Grzelcyk can get bumped down to the AHL. That way we'll have a much more stable defensive core, and maybe a guy like Roman Josi wouldn't be all too bad to add to this team, because he's fairly young. 30 years old for us is not it's not terrible at all. And honestly, looking at our AHL defensive core, like Jelena Pullman and Caden Fleury Cal Fleury, are looking decent. Cedarholm might be a bottom pair guy in the AHL at 66 overall. You could get away with that. And then like Habby Bullen who's unsigned right now, but Brook is signed for us. Like Josh Brook and Tyzika are pretty low overalls that aren't going to be there. But we also need to figure out what Belfoy's overall is going to be in the preseason. So we might have to figure out if we need to sign him or not. He's only 17, so I don't expect him to be a crazy high overall. If he is a high overall at 17, that'd be great, but for right now, I don't think so. So let me take a double look once more again at our forwards here, just on overalls, to see if there's anybody else I could potentially trade to free up a contract spot. Like Brodzinski, I could, but I like him for our AHL team. 76 overall is really, really good for our AHL squad, because I think he's technically a fourth line forward, so he can play on the NHL team if he actually progresses at all. Alan McShane, low top 9. I haven't been playing him at all. He's only grown a few overalls since as well. I mean, I could definitely get rid of Alan McShane, 63 overall, 20 years old, to free up another contract spot. And then all these guys are unsigned other than Alexis Lafreniere. So I could give up a guy like McShane. Maybe I might add him to my trading block just to see if any other team wants to send me something for him. So I think I'm going to do that. Let's go to free agency and take a look at your guys' comments and suggestions for this free agency. So we're looking at defense primarily to upgrade. Scott Neal is being rather ambitious, saying try to sign Backstrom and Josi. Trade away Gardner and Shaw because Gardner doesn't want to re-sign and Shaw is bust. Well, we already taken care of half of that. I don't think trading Gardner is a good idea right now. I think Gardner, even if he starts to, get a little bit worse, 83 overall might be pretty good for like a top 4 or bottom 6 role in the future for us. Josi would make the defense a lot better, and maybe sign Holtby and trade away Price, get a first-round pick for Price and a good prospect for him. So, yeah, but the thing with trading Price is I need to get a stud goaltender in return for Carey Price, and I don't know which team, if any team right now is looking for a really expensive goaltender like Carey Price. I think waiting one more final year, because Carey Price's overall still has not dropped yet. So I think once I see his overall begin to drop, once I see that overall start to decline, that's when I have to move him ASAP, no questions asked. All right, so Matt Booch also agrees with the Josi signing. Sign Josi, your defense is really weak, and he may want around $6 million or something for 6 years at 90 overall. I don't think he was asking for that. I think he wanted... Oh, he was only asking for $6 million. Wow. I might actually end up doing that, because I thought he was asking for way more. He's not asking for as much as I thought. You'll be able to trade him for a good asset if he drops a little bit too much. Maybe try to find a good goalie prospect soon. I already have a good goalie prospect in Vorobiev, or Vorobiev, however the heck you say it. I think he's elite potential, medium elite, or low elite. Just to let you know, Alex Chase is going to be a good bottom 6 player, 40 points on the third line, okay? And then A. Devon, I guess, or ADV3N, and a weird shocked face. You should sign Cody Ceci because he's the youngest. And there's also some more comments down there for signing Josi. Trevor Carrick for the AHL would be a good job, but yeah, a lot of people are definitely going for Josi for a 4 to 5 deal, trade him in the last deal for picks. I think, yeah, people are agreeing with going after Roman Josi here in free agency is going to be the best bet for us. And you know what? I'm going to try to do it. Let's see if we can get it. Only one team is interested so far. He wants a 6-year deal. That'll bring him till he's, 36? So right at the tail end of his overall. Let's see if Roman Josi wants. What can I bump him up to? Think I could bump him up to like 6.9 for 6 years. You know what? Roman Josi, if he's 88 overall or like 87 overall, he could even be higher than that. He could possibly be a 90. You know, he's got really good elite potential. I would not mind paying Roman Josi maybe like $7 million for 6 years if he's going to be roughly around that 80 something overall, because we know Shea Weber started to drop in overall, and he was 34 I think when we traded him, if I remember correctly. I'm pretty sure he was 34 years old when we traded him. So when his contract has like 2 years left, we might be able to trade him. So you know what, I'm gonna go big or go home. I'm gonna try to get Roman Josi 6-year deal for $7 million. I think that's a fairly decent contract to go after. I have $14 million available, right? So that'll eat up half of my cap. Not a big deal. I will try to get Roman Josi onto our team. Why don't we try to grab Frederick Claesson? That'd be a pretty decent addition, because I'm going to send him down to the minors anyway. So just do 1 year at 9.75, I think is fair, because I'm going to send these guys down to the AHL anyway. So if Roman Josi signs, we get that contract signed, and then I think we should be good, because we have 3 decent guys, and we can have like a top 4 of like low to mid 60 overall players. So I think we should be fine with Claesson added, and then I'll just check and see if there's any like really good defensive prospects that are UFAs that I can maybe grab as well. I'm not going to go out and get Backstrom. I'm not going to have enough money to do so. Dadonov, might not be a bad acquisition that somebody was suggesting, but 6 years for Dadonov I think is a little bit too crazy. I would want somebody who wants a shorter year deal, like even a Joe Thornton wouldn't be a terrible idea. I don't know what his overall would be. Probably is not great, to be honest. Let's just look for depth players then. Gambardella is available. I don't even know where he was from. AHL, he's got 48 points. You know what? 74 overall, 26 years old, medium bottom 6 potential. Yeah, I will give you a contract. All right, so I think that's it. I'm just going to reach out to Clayson, Romagnosi, and Gambardella because that'll max out my contracts pretty much, and we're just going to see what happens with our team here. Let's advance a couple days. Let's see if we get Romagnosi. If not, then we could go out and possibly get another decent acquisition. Brendan Gallagher and Philippe Deneau for a first-round pick from the Winnipeg Jets, Logan Stanley and Dupre. Holy smokes. Is this worth it? I mean, Gallagher is 84 overall, and Philippe Deneau is, like, once again, that weird player on my team who actually has, like, a weirdly good trade value for this. A first-round pick and Logan Stanley and Dupre, who's, like, a winger prospect. I don't know anything about them, though. Jesus, this is actually a really, really interesting deal. Gallagher has 1 more year left. Like, would I be the person to, like, re-sign Brendan Gallagher? Here's the thing. I mean, he's been putting up 3 straight years. He's gotten 2 straight years of 50-plus points for us. He's putting the puck in the back of the net, which is really good. 27 goals. But he's like a two-way forward, though. He's not really, like, he's not a goal scorer, I think. Really solid defensively, but he's not really going to get any better than 84 overall. He's kind of capped out at that amount. He's kind of a second line forward that we're playing on the first line. That's really, really interesting because, like, Kakaniemi is definitely going to be that top line, and Drouin is going to be on there, since Kakaniemi is going to be taking over for Gallagher as that two-way forward on the first line, and we're going to have Drouin. And then if we can put a sniper like I don't know, if we could put Sherbak on the first. I'm thinking that's what my first line might be this year, is like Drouin, Kakaniemi, and Sherbak, or Drouin, Kakaniemi, and maybe even Lafreniere at this point, since get a playmaker there on the top line. Do I need Brendan Gallagher anymore? I don't know. As for Philippe Deneau, like, third line center is like, honestly, I really don't need him, to be perfectly honest. He puts up like a good 34 points, which is not bad. He put up 46 points the year in year number 1. Last year he only put up 34. He got a little bit better, but once again, he's not going to be getting all too much better either. But how much trade value does Brendan Gallagher and Philippe Deneau actually have on this team? Gallagher's got that much, which isn't crazy, and Deneau has like little to nothing. And they want to give me a first-round pick and freaking Logan Stanley, who I haven't looked at him, but like he has to be a really his potential has to be really, really good, right? Like, he hasn't put up that many points in the AHL. 6'6", guy's freaking huge. 231, 6'6", 22 years old. Like, I get a first-round pick, and I get Logan Stanley, and I get this guy who I don't know much about, Mathieu Dupre. When was he drafted? 6th-round pick in 2020, so that was this past draft, 6th-round pick. What'd he do in QMJHL? Only 2 goals, 2 points. I don't know what his potential is, though. I might come back to this trade, to be honest. I'm going to say no for right now, but I'll come back to Winnipeg on that deal. I actually want to see if I can assign scouts, my pro scouts, to start doing this, or if I can't send scouts out right now. No, you can't send scouts out right now, which really does suck. All right, so you guys can let me know if a trade like that, maybe at the beginning of free agency and maybe the start of our year, maybe that's something we can explore at the beginning of the year and maybe make that trade to see if that, you know, if that happens. Maybe they'll even reach out to us again as free agency goes. But let's keep advancing days here because we want to know. Okay, Gallagher a third and McShane for a first and a second. So yeah, I guess Brendan Gallagher's on the block for us for some weird reason, or I have a lot of teams that are interested in him. Let's advance a day. Frederick Clayson accepted. Gambardella accepted. Still nothing yet on Romagnosi. We're still waiting on him. Come on. Romagnosi has accepted the offer, boys. So, $7 million For 6 years, Roman Josi I think is pretty decent. It might be like a Shea Weber 2.0 kind of situation, but Yosi's going to be a lot better than Shea Weber was for sure. We're basically starting with a younger Shea Weber in a sense. I think like when Shea Weber started this year, he was what, 32, and we traded him away when he was 34. We're getting Roman Josi now, and he's only 30 years old. So we get 2 more extra years pretty much to work with Roman Josi, who's not going to really dip that much in overall. And if he's around 88, if he's better than 88, that's going to be great for us, and we get pretty much the players that we wanted. All right, but other than that, I think we can just start simming to the next season. We're probably going to get a lot of trades here. Boston wants Senyshyn back. No thank you. How'd you guys do with that Pacioretty deal and that Petrie contract? How's that working out for you guys? A second in Senyshyn to the Penguins for a first, a fourth in Oland, no thanks, or Uland. Second in De La Rose for Robinson. Who is this guy? Robinson. Must be a pretty decent overall prospect. Jason Robertson, 39th overall draft pick in 2017. 21 points, 82 points in the OHL during his draft year. Nah, no thanks. All right, Gallagher in a second for a first, a second, and Novoselicev from the Ottawa Senators, which we do know a bit about them. So we have to give away Brendan Gallagher in a second. Well, pretty much we just swap seconds with the Senators. They give us a first-round pick for Brendan Gallagher, and we also get Novoselicev right here. Kirill Novoselicev, no thanks. Low top 4 at 49 overall. No way. That's going to take way too long to progress. No thank you, Ottawa. All right, a second to De La Rose for a second from the Kings. No thanks. Decline. Everybody wants Taylor Rose. Deneau and a third for a first and a fourth from Colorado. Philippe Deneau has so much trade value, apparently, to some teams. It's ridiculous. Second Senyshyn, a third for a first, a third, and Sokolov once again, no thanks. Only trade that I really liked so far was that Winnipeg Jets deal. And I have to really look at Logan. I have to scout Logan Stanley and see exactly what he is. Like, Alan McShane and a fifth for a Detroit Red Wings 4th round pick. That'd free up a contract spot. And I would get rid of one of my... I know I have 2 fifths, and I would get another 4th. Because I already got 1 4th back from Chicago. And those 2 4ths probably could get moved up to maybe a 3rd at the draft. Alan McShane and a 5th. Yeah, I'll make that trade with the Florida Panthers. That's a decent deal. I'll make that trade. So we give away Alan McShane and a 5th for a 4th. Deneau a second and a 3rd for Carolina Hurricanes. 1st and Kukkonen. Janne Kukkonen, who's 22 years old. 76 overall, low top 9. 54 points in the AHL. A lot of assists. 2-way forward center. Nah, I'm going to pass on that. Way too many draft picks, I think. I like just the player-for-player deal that Winnipeg gave up. A second, a third of De La Rose for Popovich and Dupre again. So yeah, I need to do some scouting here on the Winnipeg Jets. Because I need to know what their players are looking like. Because they want to make trades with us. Because they already have Weber. And they want to make more trades with us. So I'll happily fleece all the Winnipeg Jets prospects if I can do some more scouting on the Winnipeg Jets to see exactly what their team is looking like. Second in Joel Armia for a second in Novoselicev. No, that guy's way too low of an overall. Simming is done, and now we can start setting our entire lineups. All right, so let's go to roster moves, and let's start moving players around. Price, we don't really need to play Pickard. We know what he's going to be. I need to send this Vorobiev guy up, because I need to get him playing as well, see what his overall is looking like. Because he's our elite player, technically. So I'm going to leave those 3 up here because I'll play them a little bit. I really don't need Pickard up here. I'm just going to send him up there for right now. Legacy McNiven, yeah, we don't really need to play them. Because I already know what most of these guys' potentials and overalls are going to be. So I don't really need to play those goaltenders. They're fine for right now. Zaboral needs to play. I pretty much need to play like Zaboral, Grzelcyk, Mete Juleson, and Roman Josi, and Josh Morrissey, as a matter of fact. So I need to play all of these guys as we start. But I need to send up Belfoy. So we're going to send up Belfoy. And I think that's it. Cal Fleury, or is it Cal or Caden? It's Cal, right? Yeah, it's Cal Fleury. Can stay down there. Cedarholm, I don't really need to play him. I know he's going to be an AHL defenseman to start the year, so he can stay there for right now. That's fine. I just need to play Belfoy for sure in a couple games to figure out what his overall is going to be and his potential. Well, we already know what his potential is elite, but I need to know what his overall is looking like. Right wingers, I think most of those guys are fine. Zach Senyshyn, so let's call him up. Actually, let's send somebody down first. Who can we send down on forwards that we don't really need to look at? De La Rose, I don't need to look at you. I'm going to send you down for Zach Senyshyn. Lafreniere, I need to call up, so somebody else needs to bite the bullet here on forwards for the time being. Paul Byron, you can get sent down. I need to play Lafreniere. And I honestly think that's it. We can get away with Paling because I don't think Paling's going to be a fourth line option for us. I'm pretty sure he'll get one more year in the AHL. And I think we're good for the time being. Maybe halfway through the preseason, I'll start to change some things up. But let me just go best lines for right now. And I'm going to put Lafreniere up here at the top. Kakaniemi's going to go in the middle. Domi was the second line center, I believe. Drouin's up on top line because this is kind of what I want the lineups to be for the time. Yeah, Gord, Domi, Sherbak is fine. Actually, I'm gonna go with Senyshyn, Domi, and Sherbak. Gallagher will be down here. Actually, let's go with Senyshyn. Is he a left wing? Senyshyn's a right wing. Let's go with right there. Armia can go right there. Lehkonen can go right there, and Gord can go right there. Yeah, let's play Zaboral for like 3, and then we'll get Belfoy in there for. We'll take off. Yeah. So here's what we'll do. We'll let Mete and Zaboral play for like 4 games because there's 7 in total, and then we'll get Belfoy and Grzelcyk in there for the last 3. And then maybe if there's any other forwards I want to change up for the time being, then we'll make those switches. So I'm just going to do that for right now. 3 games, or 4 games, and then the last 3 is going to be the switch. So let's get these 4 guys in here first with this lineup. 3-1 win. Okay, 4-0 in the preseason already. Not bad. Through 4 preseason games, which is really, really good. 4-0 for the boys. 5 points for Yanni Gord as well. All right, so let's go to edit lines right now. See if we know anything about our players. Probably not. But there we go. Lafreniere, medium elite, like I said, 71 overall roughly. So he's probably not NHL ready. But at the time, we can continue to play him. Senyshyn, we still don't know much about him either. Yes, let's go to defensively. Let's take off Mete. Well, we know Juleson already. Juleson's already been 100% figured out as at 81 overall. So let's take Juleson off and let's put Belfoy in there. Oh, Belfoy's been sitting on the bench and we already know his overall. That's weird. I didn't know you could actually figure out players overall that way. So roughly 74 overall is what he's looking at. So it doesn't look like he's going to be NHL ready either. So we'll just let him play in there instead of Juleson. And then I'm going to take Mete off and let Grzelcyk get some time in here just to see if we can get some extra information on those guys. Let me check out that goaltender really quick just to see if we know anything about him. Still nothing. His overall, nothing. They say play these guys in the preseason to figure out what their overalls are going to be, but like, you know, it's not 100% accurate either because you really don't know. So shootout win against Toronto and a 5-1 win. Damn, Montreal's killing it in the preseason right now. 6-0. Haven't even lost a game yet. Okay, well, I simulated that Boston game when we lose 6-5 in overtime. Okay. Okay, well, I messed up. That's fine, though. Yeah, so Lafreniere, roughly a little bit better than 672 overall we're looking at as well. So I don't think Lafreniere is going to be ready. I don't think he's NHL ready. I think 1 year, I think he's going to have to go back to juniors more than likely. Belfoy, 74 overall is what he's looking at. Minor league top 2 is kind of what he's going to be roughly looking at. Gardner, we know, is 83 again, which is good. Grzelcyk, Zaboral, do we know anything about Juleson or Mete? Still nothing out on those guys. All right. So let's make our roster moves then, because I think we can pretty much figure out what we need to do. Okay, that Vorobyev guy is roughly around a 72 overall, so he's actually gotten a hell of a lot better. He might be the starter in the AHL right now currently. What are they saying his role is as another goaltender? All right, he's going to get sent down to the AHL, which is fine. And he might actually be a starter down there. He might actually challenge Legacy for the start. Well, he'll be a backup to Legacy. That's fine. We can let McNiven sit as well because we know his potential is really, really good. Medium starter. I think it's supposed to be elite if I remember correctly. 6, I'm gonna keep Zaboral because I think I want to play. Zaboral's a depth defenseman, I think, but we might have to keep playing these guys in order to find out. Yeah, so Belafo, we know is going to go down. He's going to go back to the CHL, so that's fine. Both of these guys will stay up here. Grzelcyk and Zabora will both stay up here for injury purposes. I'll send both of those guys down because Zabora's technically a depth guy and Grzelcyk is the top 6. So I think that's what we're going to do for right now. I probably will play Zabora over Grzelcyk. I think Grzelcyk will be a little bit more comfortable being in a depth role rather than Zabora because I'm paying Zabora 2.6, so I want to play Zabora over Grzelcyk. So we'll do that. Plus he has the better potential anyway. So I'm going to play him over Grzelcyk, but that's fine. I got my 1 extra defenseman. In the system, we have Clayson, Jelena, Pullman. Belafo can actually play in the minors, which is the AHL, which is good, which is where I want him. I'm probably going to give him top line minutes. Fleury and Cederholm. So that's my AHL lineup defense, which is looking really, really nice. So no problems there. Lafreniere is going to go back to the CHL more than likely. Yep, he's going to have to go to the CHL. I don't think he's NHL ready, unfortunately. So who do we need to call up? Paul Byron needs to get called up. 12. I have 12 forwards up here, so I need 2 extra forwards pretty much. So Jacob De La Rose will probably get called up. And then I think that's it. Haling's probably going to stay down. Brodzinski can probably get called up because I can eat into my cap a little bit as well. Yeah, I'll call Johnny Brodzinski up as like a 4th liner extra player for injuries. So there we go. So we should have 14 forwards, an extra defenseman, and then the goalies are fine as well. So Price and Picker, defenseman, we got the extra guy who's going to be Grzelcyk. We'll play Zabora. And then for forwards, we're going to have pretty much the same group of guys as last year, except our extra players are going to be looking like Brodzinski and De La Rose are going to be the extras. I think I'm just going to go best lines to start our season because I want to get a couple games in, at least like a week or 2 with this team just to see what their overalls are going to be, and then we can adjust the lineups accordingly. They want Domi, Drouin, Gallagher, Gord, Kakaniemi, Sherbak, Senishin, Deneau, Armia, Byron, Brodzinski, and De La Rose. So who's the scratched player? Arturi Lehkonen is the scratched player, okay. So I'll trust the game and see what they want to do for that. And then Yossi, Morrissey, Gardner, Zaboral. They want Zaboral up here, really. Is his overall really that much of a lie? Zaboral, Mete, and Juleson. Alright, I'll play Juleson right there. As much as I really don't want to. He's supposed to be playing a top 4 role. But we'll see what Zaboral looks like. And then obviously Carey Price and Calvin Pickard are the goaltenders, which is fine. AHL-wise, they have Ulanen, Paling, McCarron, Reichel, Fonstad, Videmo, Nick Petty. No, you're not supposed to be here. Will Bitton is supposed to be in your spot. Gambardella, Grenier shouldn't be playing either. Jeff Polov should not be playing. Olofsson should be playing. Yeah, Jacob Olofsson should be in there. We'll switch Broll out for... I have a lot of centers that can play as wingers, which is fine. Cameron Hillis should be in here. Or actually, I'll just leave Belisle. That's fine. Defensively should be Clayson. Wow, they don't even actually have my player in there. Oh, I think he went back to the CHL. Yeah, Cederholm should be in here instead of Romanov. Yeah, I think that's good. And then goaltenders, Legacy, McNiven. I want Vorobiev in there because I want him playing behind Legacy. All right, let's get like a week into the season. Let's just simulate 1 week with the best lines activated, and then we can actually see everybody's overall, and then we can start to make adjustments with the team. Who cares what our ranking is going to be after the first week? It doesn't really matter. I'm gonna let my scouts do their thing to start, and then we'll see where we are. 2-0 to start, okay. Shutout loss to Buffalo, and then a 2-1 loss to Detroit. All right, so 2-2 in the first week is not bad, but I think we should know information on these guys now after playing 4 games. Let's see. Still nothing yet. Gallagher is actually 85 overall. Okay. Yeah, we kind of know 4 bars on most players now. Yeah, we kind of know 4 bars on most players. Only players we don't know kind of are the 4th line guys and Drouin and Domi. Okay, so Domi's looking like an 84, Drouin maybe an 86, Gallagher is actually an 85, so that makes a lot of sense why players were trying to trade for him. Sherbak's 84, Kakaniemi's 85, Gord's 83, Senishin's actually a 78, so he should be on this team. Philippe Deneau, once again, is 81, that's where he should be. Armia is where he should be playing. De La Rose, Brodzinski, and Paul Byron. And then defensively, Roman Josi is 88 overall, which is good. Josh Morrissey 84, Gardner 83, Zaboral is 81. Okay, so he should be playing both with Mete is 81 too, and Julesen's 81. Okay, so a lot of these guys are going to have to take some back seats. Mete's 22, Zaboral's 23, Julesen's 23. All right, so I have 3 81 overall defensemen, all of which should be playing in a top 4 role. But unfortunately, the problem is Jake Gardner's in a top 4 role. Josh Morrissey's also top 4, but he's going to be, you know, top pairing defense. So who do we want to move? I guess that'll be for you guys to decide, because we now have a little bit of an issue on defense because Zaboral, Julesen, and Mete are all top 4 defensemen. Zaboral got a huge boost. As I say, he went from a 77 supposedly to an 81, which is a huge boost for our team. And then Mete also went up from a 79 to an 81. So we have 3 81 overall defensemen right now, and we have to figure out where to play these guys. So you guys can let me know where they should play. Should Gardner get moved to the top 6 so that way either Julesen or Mete can play up here with Zaboral? You guys can let me know on that. Goaltenders, Price is 89. That's fine. It's fine. That's fine, I guess. I'll have to trade him next this offseason. This offseason I'll trade him. I'll give him one more year. One more year. Remember, 34 is like the max like age limit of when he's gonna really start to drop. So this offseason we'll trade Price 100%. Draft or not, he gets traded. That's what that lineup looks like. So you guys can let me know for lineup changes on that. I could maybe go to my trade players screen and maybe take a look at Lafreniere and Belfoy's overalls. Wonder if it's possible to do that. It is. Belfoy maybe 74, Lafreniere maybe 72. Okay. And Poulin, I completely forgot about playing Poulin in the preseason as well. Ooh, he's technically a 4th line forward, but he's in the CHL again, so that's fine. He can stay down there. He can play in the CHL. All 3 of these guys will more than likely be up on the NHL team by next year, more than likely. So we're going to get a left winger. We're going to get another defenseman added, and we're going to get another left winger. We'll probably move one of these guys to right wings, maybe. I don't know how good Lafreniere's face-offs are, nor do I know how good Poulin's face-offs are. If one of them is actually decent at face-offs, we maybe might transition one of them into a center, possibly. So you guys can let me know on that. But all 3 of those guys are in the CHL right now, all medium elite, pretty much. We know Poulin's probably medium elite. And all 3 of them will be on our NHL team next year for sure. I'm going to do one more week. One more week is only 3 more games. Let's just do one more week, and then we can maybe see what Drouin and Max Domi are looking like for their overalls. Jake Gardner straight up back to Buffalo for Sheary and 2/3. No, thanks. Buffalo, I'm good. 2-0 loss to Boston. Can we get a win over Ottawa? 4-3 loss to Ottawa. Okay, so we know Drouin is now an 87, so he actually grew 1 overall point better, and Domi is now an 85. So what I think we should do, if it were me, I would move Drouin here. I'd go Kakaniemi, Gallagher, because we have Sniper, two-way forward. Maybe I can even move. Well, sure, I'll let Sherbak play there. Domi, Sherbak, and then we could have Senyshyn, Deneau, Armia, and then De La Rose, Brodzinski, and Paul Byron. Hudon is scratched. Lehkonen and Grzelcyk are all scratched players currently on the team. Maybe they should go in for somebody else. Like, I honestly would take Johnny Brodzinski off and put Charles Hudon in, but that's just me. So I would do that personally. De La Rose is that. De La Rose is a 2-way forward. I thought he was a playmaker. Paul Byron's a 2-way forward as well. Maybe I would put Lehkonen in there. I don't know how good Lehkonen's defensive category is. It looks decent. Looks like he has decent defensive awareness. I would maybe put Lehkonen in there over De La Rose or Byron if that were me. But you guys can let me know for lineups on those lines. And then AHL, do we know anything yet? Still don't know much about them. Paling's a 78. He should be up here on the NHL team as well, more than likely. I can maybe get him a couple games in the AHL to 100% secure that. But I think he should be playing on the NHL squad for sure. There's definitely some forwards on our NHL team that are definitely expendable. Like Charles Hudon, Jacob De La Rose, I think Arturi Lehkonen, maybe even Philippe Deneau, Joel Armia are definitely expendable forwards that we can get rid of. And I think that's where you guys are going to come in of helping me know who to keep and who to let go of for our team. Because I think Paling is ready I want to get him in a couple more AHL games just to 100% make sure of that. But for the time right now, I think we just need to keep simming with this team, and hopefully they can turn it around and be somewhat competitive. I want this team to be somewhat competitive this year, because next year we're going to be getting all those prospects coming into our team, and 100% we're going to be much, much better. So you guys can let me know down below, what do you think all our lineups should look like, who should get moved up and who should get moved down, who should get maybe traded at this point. We still have that one trade that we were talking about, Gallagher and Deneau to the Jets for, you know, Stanley, that first round pick, and that other prospect. I mean, I would love to scout him, which I am going to do. I would love a complete assessment on Logan Stanley. So we'll get back to them on a couple simulations to figure out what their overalls are actually like, and then maybe we can make a trade with them. But other than that, guys got a lot of suggesting to do in the comment section of trades, lineups, the whole kit and caboodle pretty much for this year. So let me know down below, guys. Other than that, thank you for watching. If you did enjoy, make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe as always, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.